Hey, it's me, Saul. Welcome to the video. Today, I am here to be your drill sergeant and instruct you on how and why you should link your Duel Links account to your Konami ID. I am standing so I sound more authoritative, right? Authoritative. So I sound more like I know what I'm talking about. Now, I have met tons of people in my short but glorious career as a Duel Links content creator who have lost their accounts because either their phone broke or their brother stepped on it or got eaten by their dog. I don't know how human interactions work. Anyway, they lost access to the device where the account was stored, and because it wasn't linked to a cloud or a belief system or a religion, it was just gone forever, terminated, poof, right? Now, we want to avoid this, and there are systems in place to help us do it. You can link any Duel Links account to a Konami ID or to a Game Center account or to your Google, Drive storage. I don't use an Android, leave me alone. Now, all of those methods are passable, acceptable. They will help you in terms of recovery in some regard, but the most important one is the Konami ID. So that's what I'm going to teach you how to link your account to now. Now, there should be a visual aid on screen, but also I'm just going to explain the process. I hope that me moving around doesn't affect the audio quality. I guess we'll find out in post-production. So what you want to do is you want to log into Duel Links like it's a regular Tuesday night or Friday, get down how you get down, and you enter the digital world. After you've done that, you click on the wheel in the top right corner. You see up there? I don't know if you see it. I'm doing this in post-editing. This isn't a magic trick, right? So there's a wheel in the top right corner that you click on, and you scroll, and you click on data transfer settings, right? That's the settings by which you transfer data between accounts. So that's your account security right there. So you click on it. That's what you do. The next step that you take is to click on data transfer with Konami ID. This takes you to the Konami website. I promise it's safe. It's a Konami website. So you go over there and it shows the login details asking you to log in with your Konami ID. Now, if you already have a Konami ID that exists, you just log in with that Konami ID, push, go, after filling up the captchas and all that kind of stuff to prove that you're not a robot, which you might be. I'm not sure yet, but despite that fact, you would log in with your existing Konami ID and capiche, it's done. The game, after you've logged in, will just reopen itself like magic and poof, your game is connected to that Konami ID now. You can log that same Konami ID into a different phone with Duel Links under data transfer, and you would be able to log into your account. You just put in the Konami ID details, boom, you're there, you're good to go. But there's a couple of caveats there. If you don't have a Konami ID, which if you've never done this, you probably wouldn't, then, you're gonna have to generate one, which I'll walk you through that in a second. And two, if that Konami ID that already existed, hypothetically, was already connected to another Duel Links account, you will overwrite that old account if you try and, connect this account to the Konami ID. So assume that account isn't logged in anywhere in the world right now and you overwrite it, well, there's no way to log back into it. If that account is still logged in somewhere else and you're sure that it's logged in, well, the account would no longer be connected to a Konami ID, but it would still exist on whatever device it's on. Still, just generate a new Konami ID if you've already linked that one to another one. And the game will tell you that you're doing this if, that email or, Konami ID is linked to something else. We're moving on. Step number 5. I don't know if it's step number 5. I haven't been counting. Generate Konami ID. It's the option that you see while you're on that website. You click on that. You click on Generate Konami ID and it takes you to a bingo sheet, right? A hit list of things that you need to complete. They want your country, your date of birth, your social security. No, they don't. If they ask you for your social security, you're in the wrong place. Anyway, they're also going to want to know the email address that you're trying to link the Konami ID to, and the password that you want for the account. Now, here's the thing about the password. The password that you enter, there's no two-step verification in terms of re-enter the password to make sure you got it right. No. Once you push enter, whatever is on that dotted line, that's the password for it. Which means that if you make a mistake and accidentally put in the wrong password and, you don't have access to it can just make it tedious. So make sure you get the password right. Obviously, there's ways to recover it, but you can't double check. So double check before they make it so you can't double check. Shut up. They will send a one-time password to the email address that you're attempting to register with. Their people will talk to your people. It's fine. You get that one-time password, enter the code, boom, Konami ID created, and it will automatically teleport you back to your Duel Links. Your account is now linked to that Konami ID. You are good to go. So you've learned the importance of linking your account to a Konami ID. You've also learned how to do it. Why am I still talking? You disrespectful little. The reason I am still talking to you is because, the conversation is still ongoing. That's how conversations work. But more importantly, you've linked your Duel Links account to a Konami ID. It's now safe. It's now secured. But there are a couple of things, a couple of tidbits that you will probably want to know just to avoid any confusion. Now, the first thing is a Duel Links account can only ever be active on one device at a time. That is not to say that the same account can't be logged in on the same device. It's just it can't be active at the same time. Assume that you have a phone, right? This is, hold on. This isn't a phone. This is an iPad with a cracked screen. Shut the hell up. So this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, right? This is the start screen of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I push initiate link and it takes me into the game. No problem. No questions asked. Actually, it's asking me a question. I haven't updated the game on my iPad in a while. This was a terrible example. Look, the point that I'm trying to make is that if I logged onto my account on my iPad and I tried to play, that would go fine. But if I then picked up my phone over here and I tried to log on to Duel Links to the same account on my phone, well, it would return my iPad to that start screen and forcefully eject me from the game. That it does that to protect my account data. Your account isn't being damaged, but the same account can't exist in multiple places. And so as a protective measure, as a preventive measure, it just ejects the account that was on first. The second account will just play as if nothing happened, right? And vice versa. If I tried to log back in on the iPad, well, it would kick the phone out. So basically what I'm trying to say is if that happens, don't worry, your account isn't being terminated or destroyed or evaporated. You just can't be in two places at once, like you physically can't be in two places at once. Try, it won't work. The next very important thing, I should get a whiteboard. I might invest in a whiteboard. The next very important thing to consider is Steam, because Duel Links can be played on iOS, Android, and Steam. Now, the process by which you link a Konami ID to your Steam is very simple. You log into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, you download Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links on Steam, push data transfer, and you use your Konami ID to log in to your existing Duel Links account. Seamless, simple, all good. But wait, there is a problem. Konami has made it so that you can't link the same Duel Links account. You can't log in to the same Duel Links account on multiple Steam accounts. It's called the Steam lock. Once a Duel Links account has been linked to a Steam account, that game data, not just a Konami ID, the game data is now linked to that Steam account. If you data transfer to another Duel Links account after logging on to this one on your Steam, well, yeah, sure, it'll let you data transfer to that second account. That's all good. And now you'll be playing Duel Links on that second account, but your first account has now been Steam locked. You will not be able to log back into that same Steam account. What it will tell you is that the first account is already associated to a Steam account, even though it's the same Steam account, but it won't let you do it. And how I know that is, it happened to me. That's what caused me to learn about all this data transfer stuff and how to swap accounts and have multiple accounts on the same devices. So you can swap freely between iOS and Android devices, but you can't do that with Steam. Now, the account still exists. Your account is fine. You can log back in on your phone and so on and so forth, but you can never log on to that account on Steam again. Now, I tried switching the Konami ID, just swapping the two and trying to log on, but that does not work because Steam recognizes the game data, not just the Konami ID. So that game data is now just locked to that Steam account and you can't get it back. So focus. If you want to use multiple devices on Steam, you have to log out of your entire Steam account, create a brand new Steam account, and then you can, link the new Konami ID to the other Steam account, and then switch between the two Steam accounts whenever you want to swap between, Duel Links accounts on Steam. So that's the way to do it. More tedious, but hey, you gotta work the system somehow. All right, I think that covers everything. I think I've explained it to the best of my abilities, which isn't saying much, but if anyone asks me how to do it in the future, I will just point you here. If you were sent here by future me, hi. In any event, I hope you found this video useful and informative. It's part of a small series that I'm going to be doing explaining the process by which I create multiple Duel Links accounts to play multiple decks, because you can make a lot of different decks free to play just by creating a brand new account. But if you don't know the process by which to do that, or if you're scared of losing your main account, then you're going to be limited into just the one account, which in my opinion, if you're playing free to play, widen your horizons. By having multiple accounts, you're effectively earning twice the gems that you would by just, grinding. When you feel like the grind is getting too intense on the first account, switch over to the second, vice versa. When an event comes around and you get free gems or free dream tickets, you just got them on two separate accounts so you can work on two separate decks. And then you just switch between them. You just close the app data transfer to the other account, play the deck you want to play, and then data transfer back. So like, yeah. I don't know if I told you to like the video yet, but you should definitely do that and subscribe if you're interested in the rest of the videos that are about helping you to understand the creation of new accounts and the building of new accounts in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Have a fantastic day. I love you. I'm gonna sit down now.